What's up guys, I'm randomfrankp. Peep the new PC we just built yesterday. Make sure you check out that video if you haven't already. And welcome back to episode 141 of Room Tour Project, the series where we show off the best gaming setups to give you some ideas and inspirations for your own setup. If you see anything you like, I will have it all listed for you in the description down below so you can check it out. And let's start off episode 141. Alright, first up we got Boyboy. This one's coming all the way from the Netherlands. A very colorful triple monitor setup with that massive overhead, highlighted by that crazy looking RGB wallpaper. Got a ton of RGB peripherals, a light strip around the desk. Let's check this one out. So as for those three displays on the bottom, they are from Philips and they're 22 inches apiece, seemingly attached to one of those triple monitor like bracket arms. And that overhead TV is a 55-inch 4K TV from Hitachi, also mounted nicely. That soundbar below the monitors is also from Hitachi as well. For the peripherals, we have the Corsair Gaming K55 RGB keyboard, along with the Corsair M65 Pro mouse on one of the Polaris MM800 RGB mouse pads. That $50 K55 keyboard is actually extremely popular, fits in well here. And then for audio, he has the Corsair Void Pro surround sound headset, and something's telling me this guy likes some Corsair. Which is going to lead us right into the PC, which is, you guessed it, another Corsair product. This is one of their Spec Omega cases in white with the embedded RGB lighting already. And inside here we have an i7 8700K CPU cooled by the Corsair H150i Pro AIO. Got 16 gigs of ballistics RAM on an Asus B360F motherboard and a Gigabyte GTX 1060 graphics card. But definitely a pretty colorful build to match all the color going on in the setup. Even got a backplate for the graphics card, some custom black and white braided cables here. Definitely have a nice aesthetic, and it looks like a pretty clean build as well. And then a peek at the cable management, and for all things considered, with 4 displays and everything going on in this setup, that IKEA Signum underneath is doing a pretty good job of keeping everything, off the ground. So they're like 20 bucks or something like that. Well spent. So alright, boys, starting the episode off strong with 4 displays for your gaming setup, RGB everywhere, and I think that's the main thing here. It's a definite RGB gaming setup. Behind the monitors, behind the TV, the peripherals, RGB for days. Next up is James with a triple monitor setup of his own. This one's definitely going for a kind of white and red theme, I'd say, because he's got the RGB lighting all embedded behind the monitors in this sort of shelving unit he has. Tons of little figures and stuff on display, some pop figures, all's gonna add some personality. So first off, those are 24-inch AOC monitors coming in at 1440p a piece. Got them all lined up nicely side by side with the spanned wallpaper here going across all 3, so good job for doing that. And as for the peripherals, we have the Razer Black Widow Chroma keyboard, along with the Razer Mamba mouse on an American flag extended mouse pad. Looking pretty dirty. I hope it's just the way it came and it's not actually that dirty. And then for audio, he's using a LG soundbar below his monitors. And for his headset, it is the PS4 Platinum wireless headset. Always good to have both options if he wants to fill up the room while he's, around it. Play from the soundbar. If he's getting into some games, kicking back into setup, you put the headset on and you're just gonna drown yourself in it. Then over for that PC, it is a custom NZXT S340 Elite case with the MSI logo on the front. First guy loved Corsair, James loves some MSI. And inside we have an i7 6700K CPU with the Cooler Master M5 fan cooler on an MSI motherboard with 16 gigs of Crucial RAM and of course an MSI GTX 1080 graphics card. Lots of black and red going on, even have an MSI sort of like GPU mounting bracket there to prevent any sag. I see a little badge there. Another look for the cable management, and it looks okay at first glance, but it's probably all pretty droopy hanging down back there behind those 2 boards covering everything up. But hey, then James has got himself a nice little section on the side of the room for a ton of extra things like some Transformers, big G.I. Joe fan as you can see, so it's really great just to have all these figures and stuff around the room. Gonna make your gaming setup feel more, personal. Definitely more of a gamer vibe to it. Got some posters on the wall, the triple monitors, you guys get it. A gaming setup to its core. Now we have Nixie with yet another triple monitor gaming setup, an apparent white, black, and purple theme going on. Really looks nice with the all white walls. The purple really stands out in a very unique monitor orientation. Can't put my finger on what that reminds me of. Come on, now that's a +1 for effort. So for the main display in the middle, Nick has a 34-inch LG Ultrawide, the 34UC87C with the 2 monitors on each side of it, being 29-inch ultrawides from LG as well, but then mounted in the vertical orientation. So definitely unique. Don't really see too much setups like this. But I love the iteration with the custom wallpaper and stuff. You got the music going on. Definitely looking cool here. For the peripherals, the keyboard is the Happy Hackin' Pro 2 with the Logitech G600 mouse on a nice extended mouse pad from Cherry, and again purple to match the setup, with those speakers being the Audio Engine B2. And even though they're not listed, he has his headphones as the Audio-Technica M50X. Now moving on to the PC, this is really cool. It's actually a 3D printed case. I think maybe only 1 or 2 other times have we had a 3D printed case like this, so always cool to see. This is the LZ7, and inside is an i7 6700K CPU with the Noctua L9i CPU cooler. We got a Gigabyte Z270N ITX motherboard with a Gigabyte GTX 1080 Ti mini GPU. So not only is this PC tiny, I mean you saw how small it is on the desktop, but it's going to be black and purple to fit in with the theme. You don't see a lot of black and purple cases really, but it's still also going to pack a crazy punch because the graphics card is still a 1080 Ti. So really love seeing stuff like this. Even got a pair of Samsung Evo SSDs inside, so it's gonna be blazing fast. But this is what this show is all about. Really great setups that are taken to the next level by a custom 3D printed case, which is gonna be pretty much like his perfect custom built PC to go along with this setup 100%. Nick, absolutely killer setup. Thank you for submitting. Now we got Christian, and I promise I didn't purposely plan out all these setups to be triple monitors. This one is 2 monitors, but again we have a giant overhead here, so triple displays, you get it. That's what this show is all about, right? I don't gotta apologize for having the best setup show. Taking a closer look, those 2 displays in the bottom are from Lenovo, the Y27G. They're 144Hz apiece with G-Sync built in, and they are curved 1080p monitors. That overhead then is going to be a 40-inch Samsung Smart TV. And mounted on each side are the Audio Engine A5 Plus speakers. As for the rest of his gear, got the Corsair Gaming K70 RGB Rapidfire keyboard with the Logitech G502 Proteus core. You can see other things like the Elgato Stream Deck, got a Nintendo Switch going on, the Audio-Technica M50X chilling on the Rode NT1 mic, and that all plugs into his Yamaha MG10XU mixer and audio interface. Obviously got the IKEA Alex drawers and the Carlby countertop here to complete the setup. Cable management seems to be pretty good, all taped up underneath and stuff, but what he didn't list when he submitted this setup was the laptop that he has mounted on the side of that drawer there, which I guess he can hook up to one of those displays as well. Thought that was pretty interesting. But now we're going to check out this case. Love the looks of this one. It's the Cooler Master Master Case H500P mesh in the gunmetal finish. Inside is an Intel i7 6800K CPU with the Corsair Hydro H110i CPU cooler, 32 gigs of G-Skill Trident Z RGB RAM on the Asus ROG Strix X99 gaming motherboard with an Asus GTX 1080 Ti ROG Strix GPU as well. And we're starting to see this more, but that graphics card is vertically mounted. This gaming setup is all in a pretty cool dedicated room here with some things on display, like his love for Deadmau5, got some posters, even some actual, like, what do you call those, helmets and masks? He actually got them signed by Deadmau5. He even said that they even like wore him on stage at one point, so definitely cool stuff. Gonna fit in with the kind of overall theme of that room, you know? But I'm loving it, man. Good job, Christian. This is a really, you know, my sort of triple monitor setup. It's like the monitor orientation I have, the one that I've always preferred. You got the overhead there with the massive TV, crazy colorful wallpaper. It's all looking nice. Then lastly, I wanted to include this one because, you know, it's back to school season. It's for people who are going to college or university. It's just a great example of showing you how you can make a really nice looking setup in that dorm room style. So he has the beds kind of like bunked, so he has enough room underneath to make the setup. And here he has a single monitor to, you know, keep it all simple. This is a 32-inch display from Samsung. And there's enough room on the desk to fit everything comfortably, plus even to have his PC there. But now take a look at this. This is under that desk, literally flawless execution. It's magic. I don't know how he did such a great job with cable management because this is literally flawless. For the peripherals, we have the Corsair Gaming K95 RGB Platinum keyboard with the Corsair M65 Pro mouse on an extended mouse pad from Reflex Lab with some pop figures and stuff on display, but all the RGB going to a blue color scheme here. As for the headset, we got the SteelSeries Arctis 7 wireless with the Audio Engine A2 Plus speakers. And then going back to that PC, inside the NZXT H700i case is the Intel i7 8700K CPU with the NZXT Kraken X62 AIO. Got 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance LPX RAM on an Asus ROG Maximus 10 Hero motherboard and an EVGA GTX 1080 Ti Super Clocked Edition. But let's look at this build. Super clean. Everything here looks really nice on the inside. White and blue, kind of go into that whole white and blue theme like I said before with a lot of the colors. And up top in the top bunk there where he sleeps, got some TV so he can kick back and chill at night, watch stuff on there. Got those Nanoleaf Aurora light panels. Really great execution here of a dorm room setup like this. So if you're going back to school, if you're moving up to a dorm, great inspiration here for you guys. This episode of Room Tour Project sponsored by Corsair and the new Mark II Strafe RGB keyboard. You can pick between either red switches or silent switches in this keyboard, and some new features include onboard profile storage to bring your RGB lighting with you on the go, a metal top frame to improve durability, a redesigned section for dedicated media keys, plus you got that nice new volume wheel, and of course, always a popular feature, USB pass-through. If you want to find more about the Strafe RGB Mark II, check the link in the description down below. Have it down there for you. Alright guys, that'll wrap it up for episode 141 of Room Tour Project. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget, check the links in the description down below for all the gear and hardware you saw. I have it listed down there for you, as well as some very simple instructions on how to submit your setup if you want to be possibly considered to be on a future episode of Room Tour Project. Check the description down below for it all. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at randomfrankp. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Well, I'm randomfrankp. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.